If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others. Thank you.
Hello and good Wednesday. This is the AM Drive on 12-Ounce Sports. I am Mike and he is Aaron. It is Hump Day. What's going on, Aaron?
Happy Hump Day to you, Mike. It's good to be back here. Start of my week, so I had to get the extra big mug of coffee.
That's right. Our mugs will come soon, I hope. Remember, you can go to amdrive.online for our shop and get a mug just like us. We also order some sweatshirts for hoodie season. That'll be fun. Aaron, have you heard about the world's most comfortable shirt, Buttercloth? Well, now you have. Buttercloth has a 6-way stretch and is made with mint. That means you stay cool and don't smell. Go to mikeandaarondrive.com and click the Buttercloth logo to see how it feels to be fresh, cool with Buttercloth. World's most comfortable shirt. Okay, so I want to start off today's show presented by Buttercloth with Mike said it first. Hard Knocks episode 2. I told you guys last week every Wednesday because it happens on Tuesday nights on HBO Max. I will talk about the Cowboys and what they're going through as long as I can stand it. And this week, I'm not going to lie, it started out kind of slow. You had yoga, you had jokes that continued throughout the episode, but then we got to see the joint practice between the Rams and the Cowboys, where Aaron Donald got in a fight with Connor Williams. Now, granted, there was more so about the practice than it was about the fight, and I would have liked to have seen more of the brawl that ensued and more of the reaction from it. But I thought that was an interesting part of the show that they actually put a little bit of that in there. We saw a lot of Ben DiNucci in this one, who I believe will be a good backup. He's improved dramatically since last season. Part of that may be because he's taking more reps due to Dak's shoulder injury, which should be over pretty soon from what we were told on Hard Knocks via HBO Max. Another guy who's fighting for a roster spot is Azur Kamara, who's a 235-pound, 6'8" defensive end. Yes, he's undersized in terms of weight. From West Africa, who was a refugee. Did not even know about football except for soccer. And I believe that he's hungry enough and made enough plays in the second preseason game. I think he'll make the 53-man roster. I know that's one of the stories that could be a tearjerker because this is the time where they're finally talking about the cutting players. All this episode was a lot better than the first one. There was too much Ezekiel Elliott cuts. We saw one run from Zeke, I believe, the entire time. And then, even in practice, there was one run that we saw from the joint practice. Everything else was just Zeke laughing and Zeke making jokes, which, come on, this gets annoying after a while. I also like Mike McCarthy. Despite what the mass media, Skip Bayless is saying, Mike McCarthy hasn't been that bad of a motivational guy to me. He made the one thing about Austin Powers, which some people liked and some people didn't. He said some stuff that I thought I could get behind. Overall, episode 2 was a lot better than episode 1. It picked up. We got 3 guys. There's a third Mexican guy who's an offensive lineman that we're going to see as well. I like what I saw, and I will definitely continue this next week. Aaron, your thoughts?
Yeah, again, I don't need to watch it because you give me a full-blown review of it. I appreciate that. I don't know, the Hard Knocks, the training camp life, again, I say this every week, and I don't want to keep echoing the same sentiments, but the training camp life just isn't super interesting to me. Like, the guys who get cut, I don't know, I can see it on the ticker and be just as fine with it.
I guess I don't like the fact that it's the Cowboys because they are trying to hype it up and be dramatic with America's team. I feel like there's some people have mentioned the Buffalo Bills would have been a good one. I mean, Miami Dolphins, when you have Minkah Fitzpatrick, you have that cornerback That's
Xavier Howard, yeah.
Xavier Howard. You got Tua versus Ryan Fitzpatrick from last year, obviously. I thought the Dolphins
you're acting like this is the first one. I mean, remember, they've done, what, 8 or 9 of them now? So you can't say that they're hyping up Dallas because it's Dallas, because they've probably done this on all of them.
Yeah, I just feel like Dallas Cowboys weren't a good draw for me. I don't know if they only picked it because of Dak and Mike McCarthy, but I feel like there was other storylines in other teams that could have been better, in my opinion.
Well, haven't they been a part of this Hard Knocks before? I think they were.
I have no idea. This is my first time ever actually trying to get into it. It's for people like the people watching or listening at home.
Yeah, I think that this is not the first one. So Let's see. It's been going on since 2001. So we're 20 years in. Actually, there was a brief hiatus between 2002 and 2007. It looks like, but yeah, Dallas was actually the second one to be featured. That was in 2002. So we're obviously talking about a complete change, except for the guy at the top, Jerry Jones. But you had Baltimore, Dallas, and then you had a 5-year gap between 2002 and 2007. You had this is Dallas's third time.
Oh,
Kansas City then.
Oh, so I was right. Apparently, I was right without even trying to be right. Good Lord.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of these teams, I think, after like the New York Jets one, didn't want to be involved. Because you look, I mean, you have Cleveland, you have the Rams and the Chargers combined one year last year. You know, you have Tampa Bay. The Rams have been on it now twice. You know, the Dallas Cowboys 3 times. I think a lot of these teams just don't want to be involved. I remember when Cleveland did it. I can't remember the exact what happened, but like Hugh Jackson got in trouble for whatever he said. It was supposed to be, you know, behind closed doors, but when you have Hard Knocks, it ain't behind closed doors.
So I would like to see the Las Vegas Raiders. Actually, I think that would be a good one. John Gruden, Mike Mayock, Derek Carr's situation, moving to a new stadium and still trying to get settled in.
That would have been cool. Yes, they were on in 2019, so I'm sure some of that talk was a part of that Hard Knocks back in 2019. There you go.
I think that one would be better. But anyways, I digress. Aaron, you want to talk about the NHL putting sponsors on jerseys starting next year? I just want to say I like it because the jerseys to me suck anyways. Like I would rather buy an NBA or NFL jersey before I buy an NHL jersey. Even if I liked hockey, I would never buy one of their jerseys. I'm not seeing sponsors do it for me, but it would be nice to have something else on the jersey.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the sponsors. I actually kind of hope they keep the sponsors off of the merchandise sales and just put them on the players. But yeah, starting in the 2022-23 season, teams are now able to begin negotiating with potential partners who could soon put their logos or brands on the NHL jersey. They can actually put them wherever they want. That's up to the team. But it's going to be a 3 by 3.5 inch rectangle. Somewhere has to fit into there. Obviously, we've got the NBA, MLS. I think WNBA still advertises. And obviously, you have the Premier League in football. They are the biggest advertisers of things right on their chest. I mean, you can't even tell who the team is sometimes unless you know who they're sponsored by. So I like this concept because they started last year by doing the advertisement on the helmets. And according to Gary Bettman, it generated $100+ million in revenue for the league, which is a huge thing for the league right now, especially after the COVID situation. So I'm okay with this starting next year. I would be shocked if they don't try to move this up to this year sometime. And because I bet these teams have policies or have plans in place with advertisements. So don't be surprised if by the All-Star break we start seeing ads on jerseys in the NHL. And I'm here for it. I'm fine with it. It's not going to affect the sweater. I'm okay with it. And giddy up. Let's go. Anything that makes the NHL more money, I'm all here for.
Well, that segment was presented by Buttercloth. Great talk, Aaron, about the Cowboys and about jerseys. I'm curious to see what the Kraken get, but we're out of time on this. We have BS3 in the waiting room. Who is that? Who is Aaron's special guest? We'll see you on the other side talking the Northern Trust Open. This is the AM Drive.
To MyBookie, you're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sports book, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Let's face it, your shirt sucks. This is your average dress shirt. It serves one purpose and it doesn't even do a good job at it. They're stiff, scratchy, hot, and wrinkled like they were made to. This is the icy cotton shirt from Buttercloth, and it's gonna make you rethink every shirt in your closet. Buttercloth shirts are designed to look like a Friday night, but feel like a Sunday morning. So stop buying those marked up, luxury brand dress shirts only to be let down when they feel like every other shirt. Buttercloth shirts are made with the finest long fiber cotton that feels soft and smooth against your skin. It's like you're being cuddled by a bunch of adorable puppies. Long fiber cotton produces luxuriously soft fabric that naturally keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. I've never felt more comfortable in my life. Icy Cotton by Buttercloth takes it one step further. This revolutionary shirt is literally infused with mint fibers that make the fabric cool to the touch. Mint is also a natural odor repellent, so you'll smell nice and fresh all day long. Can't smell a thing.
Do you like online shopping? Jeff Bezos made online shopping better with Amazon. You can buy batteries, get a TV, even purchase your favorite soda. But wait, do you like sports talk? Jeff Beck made sports talk better with 12 on Sports. Next time you use Amazon, use www.12onsportsradio.com/Amazon. Sign in and get shopping. It costs you nothing and helps us. That's www.12onsportsradio.com/Amazon. Thanks.
All right, and welcome back into another edition of the AM Drive with Mike and Aaron here, myself, and it's presented by Vice Golf. Mike, you got your Vice Golf hat in. Love to see it, buddy. It matches
Yes,
your
love it.
terrible quarterback shirt.
Right.
Is that fitted or is that a snapback? Does it not fit your head?
It's snapback and it does not fit my head. He has a great hat, by the way. But I need fitted hat size 8. This is the last snapback I'll buy. Love the hat, though. It's comfortable.
Well, Mike, speaking of Vice Golf, they have been rapidly changing the game. Very, very simple here. They make premium golf balls, sell them over the internet, and ship them directly to you for a fraction of the cost of the big boys, your TP5s, your Pro V1s, etc. Please visit mikeandaarondrive.com to visit our link tree. It has all of our sponsors, and click that Vice Golf logo to begin shopping today. Actually, Vice Golf just sent me an email. They are making a brand new ball that has not hit the market yet. So
I saw that.
Yeah, I forget what they call the name of it, but I'm gonna have to get
Pro
that
something?
email out here. It's all right. It's not that big of a deal right now, but we've got a special guest. We could just call him Hot Fire, but he also goes by Bobby Schmidt III. What's going on, my friend? Formerly of the Vegas Squares here.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we today?
We are doing fantastic. We are looking to make some money this week. I gotta say, if I lose my Siwoo bet like I did last week, I'm happy that one of our own came in with a fat Kevin Kisner Wad Wednesday, and we're here on Wednesday. So that bet hit the account immediately, but here we are on Wad Wednesday. How you feeling after that one?
I'm feeling fantastic. The fact of the matter is I'm the hottest golf sports bettor in the world today. 4 out of the last 5 in the last 3 straight. And I'm not talking matchups my way there. I've got the winner of the golf tournament 4 or 5 weeks. Name someone else in the business this week. Go ahead. I'll wait.
I can't do it. We don't have enough time in the show for me to think about it. So let's go ahead and start getting into it here. The Northern Trust Open. We are at the landfill known as Liberty City, New Jersey. We got Liberty National Golf Club here. I know this is a rotating event sometimes in Boston and other places in New Jersey as well. But, this is one of those courses that the views are stunning. The course is stunning. But at the same time, we've got 125 golfers, 124 with Louis not playing this week, that are vying to stay in that top 70. So what are your initial thoughts here on the Northern Trust Open, the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs here?
Well, thought number one is Liberty National. It's a dump. I mean, literally, it's a dump. A dump when it first opened. But the place is really nice. It's playing as a par 1, 3 par 5s. It's very long. It's 74-10 for a one. But it's tight. It's not as easy as you would think being a par 71. You got to drive it in the middle of and everything's long. So the fairway is paramount this week.
Yeah, most definitely. We talk about it on the Vegas Scores podcast. Hitting fairways is huge, and you got a guy like Bryson DeChambeau in the mix who can't do that much. You can boo him all you want, but the fact of the matter is I still maintain this. Yeah, getting speed and getting distance when you can't hit a fairway, he's the big talk right now, for better or for worse. Coming into this, obviously, he made the top 125, but you can't put a number on him. Is he on your blacklist as far as betting right now, Bobby, or is Bryson DeChambeau a guy that with a long course and a short par, is he a guy we look at this week?
I'm not on Bryson. It's not even so much in his proximity with the wedge and the short irons and stuff like that. It's the putter is gone. He can't putt anymore. He's had a rough couple of roughs, and the short around the greens, rough. It's for Bryson lately. In the weeks where he's touching the ball and no one can get near him and everything, you chip the ball up to some greens. But if you're leaving yourself 18 footers, that's an issue, and Bryson's ball in the hole. So I'm off of Bryson this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. You got Colin Morikawa leading the FedEx field here. Jordan Spieth, name I didn't think I'd see this year until he's just had such a resurgence. I'm happy for Jordan. It's good to see the big guys at the top. Another guy I'd really like to see, obviously, get back in there is Ricky Fowler, but we'll talk about him another day. But the guys at the top here, you have guys like Jon Rahm, who's your favorite in this one. Of the guys at the top, who do you see here in this spot looking like they could pick up the first victory of these playoffs, get themselves in a prime position?
It's that name that you mentioned first. It's Colin Morikawa. He does nothing but hit the ball of the fairway. He's a little shorter than some of these guys. This course is fairly, but also from that 180 to 220 area, he's going to be hitting a lot of his approach shots. Game. And he can putt the doors off of it. Colin Morikawa in the top half of the field is where I got a lot of my money this week.
Now, Mike, we talked about this. Louis Oosthuizen has been defying odds since the U.S. Open, pretty much. Just when I think he's done for, I guess, in the realm of, we talked about Lee Westwood, how he's had a good start to the year, but you don't hear that name much anymore. But Mike, we talked about Louis Oosthuizen. How many times have you heard me bring up that name?
I like his name, and I definitely do remember when you bring it up quite a few times.
So Bobby, taking the week off here to kind of rest up a neck injury. I know he's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 6th to 8th in the FedEx Cup standings here, but something like this, I know it's rest over, being able to set him up in a prime position. We looked at it with Brooks Koepka last year when he tried to do that before the FedEx Cup playoffs, ultimately before he pulled out. But is this going to be good or bad for Louis to take this week off?
Well, there's a lot of points available in the playoffs, man. And the key goal is to make that top 30. If you can make that top 30, you got a chance to win $15 million. I don't know if let me repeat that. $15 million. We listened to Kiz on the Foreplay podcast the other day, and he's talking about, you guys don't understand how much money that is. I know golfers are worth all the money and they get paid everything, but $15 million, brother, that's a lot of cake.
That does not hurt. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean, I got to imagine, like, his worst rounds got to be better than skipping, but maybe not. I mean, obviously, he and his team have calculated the risk of doing it versus the risk of hurting himself and being out for the other two. So I guess I got to go with, you know, Louis and his team, that they are making the right decision here. So, all right, let's get into the picks here. Let's start with the Northern Trust. We've got futures bets, we've got matchups, we've got props. All the sports books are offering a massive buffet of options here. So I'm just, let's go to the futures game for the hottest sports bettor, the hottest golf bettor right now. So Bobby, is it going to be another win in a row here? What do we got? What do we got on the docket?
All right. Well, I'm looking at, I only bet 3 or 4 guys every week. 3 or 4 guys is what I look at. I try not to spread it too thin to, people will attack my integrity, but all my bets come in on Wednesday before we start. So I got 4 guys this week. Here's who we're looking at. As I mentioned before, Morikawa's 18-1. So
yes.
you got to put a chunk of money on Morikawa to get into that 4-digit range where I like to be. But Morikawa will be getting some of my money this week. And Jason Kokrak. Jason Kokrak is long. He does hit it. Not quite as good as Morikawa in the middle. Kokrak, very good. And Jason Kokrak can putt, which is these greens are fast. They're fast and they're undulating. So Kokrak's got some of my money this week. And there's always a bomber. Gary Woodland is 182-1 this week. 182-1. And he's got a top 10 or a top 2, I believe, here. I think it was in either 19 or 2013. I don't remember. I think it might have been when Adam Scott won. But 182-1. You got to do it. Guy's a major champion. And the guy who I'm picking out more than anybody, Scotty Scheffler, doesn't have a win, and he doesn't do anything great. He does a lot of stuff good. Hasn't got himself a victory yet on the PGA Tour. Why not start at Liberty National?
It'd be the best one. You're absolutely right.
38-1 for Scheffler.
He had a great FedEx playoff last year as well. I think that's where his name got into the ranks of the upper echelon here, guys. So I'm gonna throw you 2 that I have this week. First one at 30-1. I'm taking Webb Simpson. Good success on this course. Hopefully we will maybe pull out a win there. And then Kevin Streelman, after just consecutive showings of just top flight golf. He didn't get in the playoff last week. By the way, I know we forgot to talk about this earlier, but the 6-man playoff, and you got Kisner money. How'd you feel about that one?
Well, first of all, when you got a 1 in 6 chance of winning a golf tournament, when you started at 1 in 54, I'm always still happy to be in the hunt. But 6-man playoff, when they all went out together, that was bananas. And I saw the playoff in Tokyo for the Olympics, where they went out 3 and 3, and it's kind of like, okay, but when they all go out at the same time and there's 6 balls everywhere and on the green, everywhere there's coins, give me the 6-man playoff from forever.
Yeah.
I thought it was all over when Adam Scott had the 3.5 footer to win, but Adam Scott's putting with a hockey stick or whatever the hell he's got going on. So that's not going to work. That's why I'm off Adam Scott this week. 2013.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's won this before. He's been successful. The Aussies, all collectively, Day, Scott, Appleby, have all been successful in the past. But another guy I like this week, I haven't fired a futures bet on him, is Tokens boy, Abraham Answer. Guy's just another one, quietly just puts himself in contention to win, and finally got one, 2-3 weeks ago here at the Harris English Fall. Another one I like here. Not ready to bet him in the futures, but you talked about nickel and dime in the matchups here, but hey, it's still money, baby. Do you have any going on for us?
No matchups for me this week. But as far as Abraham Answer goes, yes, I did have him at the FedEx, where he escaped out of that playoff, and he's a great ball striker. The putter's still a little bit questionable for me. Because you got to be close to the hole. You can't leave yourself 6-foot par putts because these greens are nasty. I'm hoping the weather holds up, which I think if I looked yesterday and the weather's going to be fine. But Abraham Ancer was on the second tier of guys for me this week. Didn't quite make the top 4. Not quite long enough.
All right. So we put any props in play, or we just swinging the big D stick on the futures bets this week?
Always just a big D stick here, fella. You want a guy to come and pick you the winner of the golf tournament, you got me. If you want to try one of those, do I want Louis Oosthuizen or Charles Schwartzel, the battle of two guys you can't spell their names? You go somewhere else. You want the winner of the golf tournament, you come here. 4 winners.
Well, I'm guilty of nickel and diamond. I'm the Southwest Airlines of golf betting, I guess. So I'm going to run over my matchups and props here. I have Webb Simpson over Paul Casey, first round only at -105. I have Russell Henley over Kevin Kisner. I'm feeling he's not a Northeastern golf guy, that Kev Kiz. So I'm going to take Russell Henley over Kevin Kisner, full matchup at -140. That thing's going up, so if you can grab it quickly, I think it's already up to 150 at least.
I'd be more than happy to take your money on that bet right now.
Oh,
you know, Kiz is my guy, but Russell Henley, after you have a 3-day lead and that putter gets a little heavy and you can't make jack squat on Sunday, that tends to carry over. That's why I'm off of Adam Scott this week too. You miss a 3.5 footer to win a golf tournament and a 6-way playoff. Those clubs are going to be awfully heavy this week. Adam Scott's going to miss the cut.
Fair enough. Lock it up. I'll take Henley over Kiz. We'll discuss later off the air. And my last one, I have Daniel Berger over Victor Hovland. Boy, what a fall for Hovland right now. Just not playing good golf, getting himself in there, but I don't think he has any shot at really being a part of the FedEx Cup championship here. So I'm going to take my boy, the Florida State product, Daniel Berger here. In this spot, back to the Abraham Ancer, T20 and T10. I got yes on both. T10 at -105, or excuse me, T10 at plus 155. T20 is 135 to the yes. And I'm going to take Tony Finau. I'm going to go back to that well. Just for a top 20, yes, 180, plus 180, and a top 30, yes, plus 135. I'm going to go Tony Finau, getting back among the ranks of the guys who just come up short but still contend.
I actually don't mind the Tony Finau as long as he can hit greens. Because when Tony struggles, that's when he's up around the green, but not quite on it. I mean, he's not a great chipper. He's not a great proximity guy as far as that goes. I like the Daniel Berger bet you have. I think Daniel Berger is perfect for this course. He hits it in the middle, and he hits it on the green, and sometimes putts. And when he does, he contends. And Ancer, I like that bet as well. He doesn't really do anything wrong, which is good on a course like this. Just kind of play it down the middle and see what happens.
All right, so Bobby Digital, about 30 seconds left. Go ahead and recap those 4 winners. You're going to have a winner out of them. We got it guaranteed. Lock of the week. Here it goes. Fire it away.
Morikawa.
It's this simple. Yeah, I do like Morikawa a lot. 18-1. You got to put a chunk of money on him to get into that 4-digit territory. But we've got Scotty Scheffler, Gary Woodland, Colin Morikawa, Jason Kokrak. Scheffler's 38-1. Woodland is 182-1. Colin Morikawa 18-1. And Kokrak 65-1. Guys who are going to avoid Adam Scott. Avoid Adam Scott this week. That's a heartbreaker, missing 4 footers, man. I don't think he makes the cut this week. Look for the same thing out of Russell Henley. I don't think Russell Henley makes the cut. These things last, man.
Who wins?
Maybe so. One of those guys.
Who wins? Do you want me? Scheffler.
Ooh,
I'm picking Scheffler to win.
Right, there you have it. There you have it. You got the winner, guys. The Northern Trust Open. Bobby Schmidt III, formerly of the Vegas Squares fame. If you don't remember, he famously picked Bryson DeChambeau at 10-1 to miss a cut in the Memorial. So this guy knows what he's talking about, guys. On the other side of the break, we are going to be talking NFL presented by Fanatics. Once again, thank you very much to Bobby Schmidt III for coming on and giving us hot fire picks. Stay hot, Bobby. Stay hot. We appreciate you, buddy.
Be good, boys. Good to be here, and thanks for having me on.
You got it, buddy. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Again, on the other side, NFL talk. Tebow, no mo.
Woohoo!
To MyBookie, you're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sports book, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Let's face it, your shirt sucks. This is your average dress shirt. It serves one purpose and it doesn't even do a good job at it. They're stiff, scratchy, hot, and wrinkle like they were made to. This is the icy cotton shirt from Buttercloth, and it's gonna make you rethink every shirt in your closet. Buttercloth shirts are designed to look like a Friday night, but feel like a Sunday morning. So stop buying those marked up luxury brand dress shirts only to be let down when they feel like every other shirt. Buttercloth shirts are made with the finest long fiber cotton that feels soft and smooth against your skin. It's like you're being cuddled by a bunch of adorable puppies. Long fiber cotton produces luxuriously soft fabric that naturally keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. I've never felt more comfortable in my life. Icy Cotton by Buttercloth takes it one step further. This revolutionary shirt is literally infused with mint fibers that make the fabric cool to the touch. Mint is also a natural odor repellent, so you'll smell nice and fresh all day long. Can't smell a thing.
Do you like online shopping? Jeff Bezos made online shopping better with Amazon. You can buy batteries, get a TV, even purchase your favorite soda. But wait, do you like sports talk? Jeff Beck made sports talk better with 12 Ounce Sports. Next time you use Amazon, use www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. Sign in and get shopping. It costs you nothing and helps us. That's www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. Thanks. This is the AM Drive live with Mike and this guy, Aaron, here on 12 Ounce Sports, presented by Fanatics. It's where me and Aaron get amazing stuff like this jersey and I believe that hat.
No, but you can get things like that there. They do have AAA merchandise.
That's right. That is true. I forgot that that's where the hat was from. Okay, so hey, Fanatics is a great place to get authentic jerseys, caps, all kind of good stuff that's licensed by actual teams. You don't want to miss their daily deals today. Hey,
I got this beer opener from them. I got this beer opener from Fanatics. This is pretty cool. I'm going to hang this up in this room. So when I'm doing the AM drive, I can just crack open a beer.
That's pretty funny. Or the Midnight Drive at least. I mean, that would work better for
Okay,
that.
Midnight Drive. Fair enough.
Okay.
Midnight Drive.
Anyways, yeah, Fanatics, their stuff today is 39 ship. 39 SHIP. Over $39 order. Get a free shipping. So go and get yourself a jersey. I might get a Baker Mayfield jersey tomorrow. I'm so close to doing that because I'm really high on the Baker Mayfield train this year, and I just want to bring that up. But we're talking more NFL today. Aaron, why don't we get into a topic we missed on the last segment? I know that you told me about this one. The MLB and Barstool, their deal fell through because of what?
Yeah, I lost sound in my earpods here.
Oh, well, I will go ahead and tell you guys this. So there's a blizzard of snowflakes that came through because Barstool and MLB had some deal where they were going to let Barstool broadcast some games, I guess, with the betting aspect of things. And basically, a bunch of people said, we don't like Barstool. So Barstool, I'm sorry. As much good as Barstool has done for the community, I don't get why people still get mad at them. Aaron will be right back. We're staying right here. It's time for me to hold it down, okay? I just want to let you guys know that you can also follow the drive on AM Drive 120Z. We're having a giveaway at 500 followers. What's up, Aaron? On Twitter only with the Fanatics NFL t-shirts of you guys' choice. And I might have to buy Aaron one if Trey Lance has another, 3 of 14 performance besides the 80-yard touchdown pass. But no, Aaron, I was talking to the people about Barstool and MLB. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, wow. Where's your microphone? So you're in the laptop audio again. I was just, never mind. So
I'm back. Is this better?
yes, this is 10 times better. Anyways, technical difficulties, folks. But no, so the blizzard of snowflakes came through, and I thought Barstool has done a great job for the community, so why do people still hate him? Like, what's going on with this whole baseball Barstool stuff?
Yeah, so we were going to get to it with Bobby because Bobby's a big foreplay guy, which is a golf podcast presented by Barstool Sports. And so, Barstool and the MLB were in talks. Dave Portnoy came out with a video that said basically he's in talks with several major leagues, he used air quotes, about getting onto alternative broadcasts with the gambling aspect involved. Now, it's obviously known that gambling is becoming more and more nationwide every single day, and I feel like Barstool has kind of taken the reins regarding the gambling thing. They have a lot of gamblers on their staff. They just added Kelly in Vegas, who was formerly of ESPN for all of about 12 hours before someone dug up her tweets. That's one thing Barstool doesn't worry about. Hey, if you did something crappy as a human in the past, as long as you weren't absolutely 100% ill-filled, hatred, racist, or murder somebody, Barstool is going to look at you. Can you produce content? Can you get eyeballs? That's all they care about. And I think this would have been a great thing for Major League Baseball because I'll be honest. Here's my thought on this. I think the MLB needs Barstool Sports more than Barstool Sports needs the MLB because people are still going to watch. People are still going to watch Barstool Sports now, but the MLB had a chance to grab this young audience. You have these 20-somethings and early 30s-somethings that just love the gambling aspect. They throw a few bucks, watch a game. For me, even in the NFL, all the way up to the NFL, the most popular sport here in America, I really generally don't watch a game unless I've got action on it, even if it's a couple bucks. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and watch the Jets and the Raiders on a game. I'm just not going to watch it.
Wow.
So having a couple bucks, adding this element of young, fun, DGAF kind of mentality, to the gambling aspect of these sports, it makes it an enjoyable experience. And the MLB just caved to people who don't watch their sport to begin with. These blue check marks
that
who
is
just
true.
Constantly want people to feel as miserable as they do when they wake up in the day. And I'm just sick of it. And you know what? Screw the MLB. If you guys fall into an abyss of irrelevancy, you have nobody to blame but yourself because you caved. The same thing happened with the National Women's Hockey League. Barstool and their CEO, who goes by the token CEO, because she's a woman. Barstool CEO is a woman, by the way, so it's hard to really portray them as misogynistic when you want to cherry pick 2 or 3 incidents that happened a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But Barstool CEO, again, who is a woman, wanted to promote and air the National Women's. Have you ever heard of the National Women's Hockey League, Mike?
Yeah, I didn't know how big of a. I think I remember when that came out.
Let's just go with barely. You've barely heard of it.
Right.
Let's go with it. Can you name me one team in the National Women's Hockey League?
No.
Exactly. So Barstool was going to take them under the reins and promote them and make them big and advertise them and broadcast them on their networks. And 2 sports writers for the NWHL basically took down that whole deal. calling them misogynistic, racist, homophobic. It's just like there's a woman running the company. How can this be a misogynistic platform? So the National Women's Hockey League bent the knee to these two sports writers, and now they're back into the abyss of irrelevancy, and they're just pulling the MLB down with them. And I'm sorry, I love Major League Baseball. It's one of my favorite sports to watch, but this could have added such a great new element to it and made me probably watch more games. The only reason I really watch games is because they're on while I'm working.
Okay, well, let's leave that there. Great talk by you, by the way. I don't want to waste the rest of our 10 minutes that we have on this segment with that. But good talk there. Good raw talk. We got to talk some NFL here. So
I suppose. I said, I suppose.
The 49ers waived Josh Rosen. I am not going to talk about that. I've said he wasn't good, and the 49ers said, screw you. So happy for him because he's not good.
I really wanted him to be good, unfortunately, and especially when he came to the Bucs, I wanted him to succeed Tom Brady. But yeah, fifth team in 4 years. I just wanted him to be good because I liked his approach to the game. He was very cocky, very confident, but when that doesn't work out, you really fall flat on your face.
Kyle Trask is better. Brady Madden commercial came out. I thought it was a good idea, but piss poor execution. I want to talk about this a long time because there's two other topics to get to, but not everything Brady does is funny or cool. Like, it's okay to say that Tom Brady wasn't funny. When he said, hey, what's up, Braves? That was pretty funny because Mike Vrabel was literally a coach in the NFL. That's funny. But the laugh track in the end and then the playing online, like, who made this, 50-year-old men? Like, nobody thought that was really stupid and didn't sound techie at all. I must play online with my friends. That sounds really dumb. Dumb. Good idea, though. Piss poor execution.
God, Mike, you would hate anything Tom Brady did. You know what? If Tom Brady cured cancer, you would complain because it was putting people out of jobs, Mike. If Tom Brady said that the air we breathe would cure coronavirus, you'd hold your breath, buddy.
What does it end?
The laugh track is put in there on purpose. It's supposed to
it's 50-year-old
model
men making the commercial. It was terrible.
No, I highly doubt it was. I think it was an advertising. It was I thought it was great. I think he's taking a shot at Aaron Rodgers. I think he's absolutely taking a shot at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wants Randall Cobb back. Aaron Rodgers wants Clay Matthews back. So what does Tom Brady do? Braves. Randy. Come on, Teddy. Willie Mack.
I think Electronic Arts did that. Let's not say that Tom Brady did that. That is completely the advertising team of Electronic Arts who had that idea. I guarantee you, Tom Brady, who went to Peyton Manning's, almost called a funeral, Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame speech.
Well, it was his football funeral,
right? But I just want to say that, because he went to that, so he's not some petty diva that everybody thinks he is. Just because he's won rings, that's not true.
Yeah, but you know who is the petty diva? Aaron Rodgers. So you know what? Taste your own medicine, A-Rod. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers right now. He wants Randall Cobb back. He wants Jordy Nelson back. You want Charles Woodson back too? He just got his gold jacket. Come on, Aaron
Charles
Rodgers.
Woodson.
You know why you don't like it?
On Twitter.
It's because you know why you don't like it? It's because your idol does the same thing. LeBron James. He's bringing back the nursing home.
Oh, by the way, he's bringing back Isaiah Thomas. We found out. I'm not that Isaiah Thomas.
Which one? The one from the 90s?
Really? The one who's like this tall? He's not on the camera right now.
They were both this tall. They were both.
Listen here, Jake Laser objects.
Why don't they just bring back Sam Bowie and Greg Oden? And why don't they bring back
Greg Oden
Johnson at this point?
Yes, Greg Oden actually plays in the Big 3 league. I was actually impressed with that.
Good for him.
I'm glad that he hasn't had a mental breakdown from the injuries that he had. That was pretty cool, actually.
Mike, man, it's. I'm sorry to hear that you don't like. I didn't love the Brady commercial, but I thought it was comical.
I didn't hate it.
Brady's a terrible actor, by the way. Brady is a terrible.
Thank
actor.
You.
But
so
that's
LeBron,
it's still a funny commercial.
That helps.
Yeah, I think Peyton Manning's great. By the way, I don't like Peyton Manning the player, but as an actor, I think he's great. I think he's hilarious.
I do too. So the Falcons became the first 100% vaccinated team. It's funny because that's in Georgia, and that's like literally hysterical to me. The Falcons are the team that first does that. They have a competitive advantage, in my opinion, because there will be times this year when games are forfeited, from what we've heard. So, I mean, I see that gives them the competitive advantage. but they're not going to be good anyways. I just think it's a nice thing.
It's irrelevant. Everybody will get at least to 85% vaccinated by the time the season starts.
The Raiders, they have a new vaccination policy that requires, the stadium, Allegiant Stadium here requires you to show proof of COVID-19 vaccine. I think it's a great idea. I mean, it may not pack this. I think it's going to pack the stands. I think there's enough people in Vegas that are probably vaccinated that are good at that game. Maybe people have to sell their tickets for some. I don't mind it.
I just don't like this whole show me your papers mentality or going down a dark road. I don't want to get political on that, but you know what? It's fine. If you want to have this as your policy and not like let people in who are not vaccinated with a mask, it's your policy. You're absolutely right. It's private. It's
a mask would be good too, but nobody
If you're not vaccinated, a mask. If you're telling me masks work, then the vaccination status should be irrelevant.
It's also harder to cheer when you have a mask on, so I guess vaccines make it easier.
I mean, who cares? What's cheering? You're worried about the stadium noise in terms of a pandemic?
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole thing was now Dana White was actually on top of this. I want to say this real quick. Dana White, like a few months ago, said that COVID-19 would get bad again, and people laughed in his face. I don't know what billionaires have got going on behind the scenes, but they know stuff about the government and Illuminati that we do not. I had to say that.
Yeah, I just think it's really crummy here that businesses are shutting down every day, but yet we're worried about opening up Allegiant Stadium for fans. Based on their vaccinations. By the way, they probably don't want to be there. And the thing is they've made it very easy to forge the vaccination card. So good luck with that.
Tebow's cut by the Jags. And by the way, this is the OG Mike said it first. When I was really young, I really did not think Tim Tebow could throw a football. For 1 year, he could. With a good defense, he could throw a football. And ever since then, he has tried so many different things, and he's been trash. However, I would have kept him for box office reasons. I believe even if they have some third-string tight end who is okay but not that great, Tim Tebow's box office is a better value. Even if he doesn't see the field, people will come just to see him on the sideline. So I would have kept him for that reason. And he also tweeted, like, thankful for the organization. That dude is class personified. Shout out to him for going on Twitter and saying that he didn't mind getting cut.
I've kind of struggled with this too. It's a take. As Tim Tebow, the Florida Gator, I despise. I despise him, but Tim Tebow is a pretty damn good human. In that spot, but he's not ready for the NFL. Like he's not. The NFL has passed him by, and that's fine. If the box office and the merchandise was a thing, Shad Khan would have brought him back years ago, because those tarps have been sitting in Jacksonville in the upper deck, and they could have taken the tarps off. Shout out Tarps Off Sports. But you know what? Tim Tebow is a great human, and he doesn't deserve all of the negative pushback for basically doing nothing. I mean, he prayed, which he never wanted never wanted any attention for. He wasn't looking for attention when he prayed. Now, obviously, the NFL, they've got 3,700 cameras in every stadium. Just leave the guy alone. It's over now. He's going to go to the SEC network. He's a legend in college football. He can keep it that way. There's some other guys that are like that too. They just never panned out in the pros. And I think Tim Tebow's career was not derailed by his performance. I think it was derailed by the media and all those armchair quarterbacks on Twitter. And it's quite unfortunate. Obviously, coming in cold 10 years is never going to work out. But congrats to Urban for giving him a chance. I think if he played like 2 or 3 games, he got his pension from the NFL. So I thought that was another reason that he was going to stick around on the Jaguars roster. But it's unfortunate that. And maybe he comes back. I don't know. We'll see.
I would actually, I don't want to say pay, but I wouldn't mind seeing him on ESPN Plus for like just some show.
He'll be on the SEC network. So
yeah, but nobody cares about him over there.
Oh, they do.
I would hope so. Again, I think he was a terrible quarterback. I really do. I firmly believe that, but I think that he really. I believe it's more of a media didn't want to see him succeed, but I don't think it was because of the religion thing. I think the religion thing is overplayed because that was I just don't feel like that was a big thing to me. I think it was a bigger thing that people just didn't like his play.
All right, well, we're going to talk more Tebow, obviously, throughout the season and the college football season as well. But when we come back, is Zach Wilson the answer for the Jets? And Brett Favre makes the news because we still love talking about him for some reason. All right, coming back in about 60 seconds. All right, welcome back to the AM Drive presented by 12 Ounce Sports. You can catch us on all our social media right up there in the corner. Let's see if I can do this. Right up there in the corner, AM Drive 120Z on the Bird, on the Book, and on the Gram. You can catch us on all those. Interact with us, send us messages, comment on our stuff. You can also visit us on our website at www.theamdrive.com. It's got links to our past shows, links to our sponsors, and links to our online store if you want that merch. We just got hoodies, so hopefully they'll be coming in soon. Also coffee mugs as well, so I don't have to keep rocking this Pisces mug. amdrive.online and also Amazon. Click Mike and Aaron. Go to mikeandaarondrive.com. Click the Amazon logo. Get shopping today. It helps out the channel, helps out the network, and it definitely helps out the AM Drive. So when you shop at Amazon, be sure to use that link at mikeandaarondrive.com. Click the Amazon logo and get shopping today. We greatly appreciate it. All right, Zach Wilson. We talked about this. I want to talk about this. It's a brand new endeavor from one of our own here at 12 Ounce. Glenn Kaplan, host of what's the show called? Glenn's
Dynamic Sports Corner.
Thank you. You know all the shows, man. Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner. So many words. Glenn Kaplan of the Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner here on 12 Ounce Sports Radio has started a brand new hot take service, I would call it. It's called glensprofessional.com. Looks like he's writing articles about every 2 days or so in all the sports as well. But I wanted to cherry pick this article specifically because it's a good question. He's actually one of the players that was picked in the first round, one of the quarterbacks that we're really not talking about as much, despite the fact that he's in New York. You have your Trevor Lawrences of the world. You have your Trey Lances who, the book is still out. He had a very polarizing start, the first start in preseason week 1. But, Zach Wilson had a very mundane, I think he was 6 of 9 for like 65 yards.
Right.
No touches, no touchdowns, no picks. But, a guy coming out of BYU, not in historically a flashy school, but has produced some quarterbacks like Steve Young, Ty Detmer, and others. Zach Wilson, my thought process on this guy is, maybe he's going to fly just under the radar enough that, he may be successful. You got Sam Darnold traded to Carolina. He's got no Adam Gase in his stall right there, who's trying to mentor this young mind. I kind of like the thought of Zach Wilson maybe being the guy to bring the Jets back up to relevancy in the AFC East.
Yeah, out of the quarterbacks I saw preseason week 1, I actually had him ranked 12th of 12, rookie and sophomores. But I didn't hate any one of these quarterbacks besides Jacob Eason. Like, the more and more. Now, I feel like Zach Wilson coming out of college, in my opinion, has really good touch on some passes. The dude can drop the ball in the basket. And I wish I would have seen more zip on his throws. It was hard to see him and Trevor Lawrence because they both kind of didn't have much action. And I get that for this early in the preseason. I would like to see more from them, though. But I just wasn't super impressed with him early. But I really do think that he has a chance to be very good. And like you said, under the radar. Great idea.
Yeah, I like I said, you have Tua, who, after his rookie season, people were ready to trade him, cut him, do whatever, and draft another quarterback or go get Deshaun Watson. I think that, so far hasn't panned out for them. But, you have Josh Allen, who looks to be potentially the Tom Brady of the AFC East now with the Buffalo Bills. If he can continue dominating that division, maybe we'll see. The Patriots might have something to say about that, at least during the rest of Bill Belichick's run. You have four guys in this conference, or in this division, under the age of 25, 26 years old. You have Josh Allen, you have Zach Wilson, you have Tua, and now you have Mac Jones as well. I don't see any reason why, of the three not named Josh Allen, Zach Wilson can't be the one who pans out. When's the last good Jets starting quarterback? And I know Mark Sanchez led them to the AFC Championship games, but
Chad Pennington?
When was the last? Yeah, I would have said Chad Pennington.
He got injured, so I don't know.
But he was really good for a while. But that was late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, because I remember playing on old Madden games, and it was like anybody who grew up in my time didn't really see much of Chad Pennington.
Yeah, that's fair. I saw Chad Pennington because of just, the connection to Marshall and the Randy Moss.
But he's not mocked like other people are. He actually has a good rap around the sports talk, so.
Well, he's one of the few, genuinely, the Tebows of the world. He was maybe the original Tebow, very, very faith-oriented, never had a bad thing to say about anybody, always just thank you, yes, sir, no, sir. And obviously, Randy Moss put him on the map. He had a cannon, though, on him before he had that shoulder injury. Chad Pennington had a cannon on him. He was a fun guy to watch. So, I don't know. Is Zach Wilson the answer in the New York Jets? I think the book will be out, obviously. But if we're ready to crown Justin Fields and Trey Lance, I think we have to have a solid opinion on Zach Wilson.
That's a very fair point. If I had to make one on the fly, gun to my head, is he the answer? No. Is he going to be serviceable for years in the NFL? Yes. Would I say that I want to give him the hype of those guys? No. But I could see him sticking around the NFL, whether it be with the Jets or somebody else.
Yeah, I think Zach Wilson needs a running game. No disrespect to Tevin Coleman, but that ain't going to get it done. They need to find a Saquon Barkley.
Frank Gore finally retire?
I thought Is Frank Gore back on there?
I don't know. They've had so many guys over there. Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. That product didn't work out. Frank Gore is not retired, but he's currently a free agent, so he may be forcibly retired at this point. So.
Wow, good career. Brett Favre.
Yeah, if it finishes,
That's Brett Favre.
There you go. Brett Favre. I think he's going to come back and play. No, just kidding.
Right.
Brett Favre, a guy who played recklessly, fearlessly, and would never back down from a challenge, is now urging parents in a new public service announcement to not let their children play tackle football until the age of 14 or older. It's hard to really, put a spin on this, but, I feel like Brett Favre is just really mostly trying to remain relevant. Now, the concussion issue is obviously a big thing, but Brett Favre, just every once in a while, when I start to forget about him, he just finds his way to insert himself back into relevancy.
I have a different take on this than just a concussion. I agree with him. I don't know if maybe 12 or 13, but there are kids playing at 10 years old, and that should never be a thing. Especially around here, there's people out there who are egging their kids on. I think we had recently somebody try to pay off their kid to hurt somebody. I don't like kids being in that environment. At 14, maybe that's a bit late, but 12 or 13 being the limit, yeah, I could be okay with that. Safety is a huge concern.
I'm fine with it too. I played tackle football at an early age, and I don't know if it had long-term effects on me. But even if it didn't, you can still learn the fundamentals of football by playing flag football. My beef was just, it is, they can get whoever they want as a spokesperson. It just seems like Brett Favre just still holding on, trying to stay relevant. And as a guy who, maybe never backed down from a challenge and always stuck his head in where it shouldn't been. I don't know. Brett Favre's that quarterback that everybody says is good, and I don't agree with it. But that's a topic for another day.
Whoa. Hey, go ahead and bring us home then.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for another edition of the AM Drive. Thank you to Bobby Schmidt, formerly of the Vegas Squares. Hopefully he delivered a winner today. Actually, definitely he delivered a winner today. The Northern Trust Open starts tomorrow, the beginning of the FedEx Cup playoffs. We appreciate you guys tuning in on Friday. We got a jam-packed show again on Friday. We are out.